learners, welcome back to Mrs. Warren's grammar lesson. If you remember last week, we did commas. Guess what? It's not like that Groundhog Day where things keep happening over and over again. We are really doing commas again. If you remember, I told you when you go to 4th grade, you're going to learn like 7 or 8 ways to use commas. In 3rd grade, we're only going to teach you 4 ways to use commas. So this week, I'm going to teach you 2 more ways. This week, we're going to learn about using commas in a series, and I'm going to explain what a series is. Sometimes we think of like a series of television shows, right? Because that's what we do during distance learning. Lots of people are watching series on Netflix. Anyway, that's first thing, commas in a series. And then the second way is commas with introductory words and order words. And I'm going to explain to you also what that means. So let me click my next slide. All right, so commas in a series. You're going to say, what's a series, Mrs. Warren? Let me tell you. A series is when you have 3 or more words together in a sentence. 3 or more words. And you're going to see what a series looks like in a sentence. Let's look at one. I love to go to Yaffo, Starbucks, and Cowfish. So if you can see, there's a series of 3 places I love to go to. I love to go to Yaffo. I really love Starbucks, and Cowfish is one of my favorite restaurants. So here's a series of 3 words. We need commas. We just can't rattle off these words without commas. Let me show you where the commas go. I love to go to Yaffo, comma, Starbucks, comma, and Cowfish. Now, in our lesson in grammar this week, you're not going to need to put a comma after and. That is sometimes a point of discussion, but in 3rd grade at St. Gabriel, we are not putting commas after the word and. So you're just listing you're putting your commas after the series, the items in the series. Yaffo, comma, Starbucks, comma, and Cowfish. Let's try another one. My favorite colors are pink, green, and light blue. Now, looking at the question above, where do you think we should put our commas? I want you to look at it for a minute. What am I listing? I'm listing colors. Let me show you the correct answer. My favorite colors are pink, comma, green, comma, and light blue. I am separating all those words in the series with a comma so I don't sound like I'm like a robot on fast forward. Because when you read your sentences, you want to sound fluent. And to sound fluent, you need to pause at the appropriate places. Say I would read this sentence, this one right here, without commas. I would say, my favorite colors are pink, green, and light blue. Does that sound good? Yeah. The appropriate way to read it would be, my favorite colors are pink, green, and light blue. Do you hear how I pause at the commas? And then pink, green doesn't sound like one color. You separate them. All right, let's look at another example. Here we go. My kids are named Kate, Jack, and Drew. How many kids do I have? And what are their names? Kate, Jack, and Drew? Is that one kid? No, those are 3 kids, and they have their own names, and I need to put commas to separate them. My kids are named Kate, Jack, and Drew. So there's a comma after Kate and a comma after Jack. Let's look at another. I have taught 1st grade PE and 3rd grade. I don't understand what you're saying, Mrs. Warren. Could you put correct punctuation in that? Some commas so you make sense? Okay, I'll do that. Here we go. I have taught 1st grade, comma, PE, comma, and 3rd grade. That's a little secret. Did you know I was the PE teacher? Kind of funny, huh? It is funny. All right, so that is where the commas go. I have taught 1st grade, comma, PE, comma, and 3rd grade. All right, so pause me. And please do Journeys page 165. Practicing where to put commas in a series. I'll be here when you come back. Welcome back, you finished. Good job. Let's look at the next skill. All right, now we're going to talk about commas with introductory and order words. What's an introductory and what's an order word, Mrs. Warren? Guess what? I'm going to tell you. All right. Introductory words are well, yes, and no. Now here's the kicker. Sometimes an introductory word is then. Do not use a comma after then. That's the exception to the rule. Do not use a comma after then. Only the introductory words well, yes, and no. So let's look at an example. Yes, I miss my students. It's true. It's a true statement. But I need a comma, so I sound. When I read this, I can read it correctly. Yes, I miss my students. So here's my introductory word, yes, and then I put a comma after it. Yes, I miss my students. No, I do not like distance learning. Where should my comma go there? Well, first you need to find your introductory word, and then you put it after. No, I do not like distance learning. So here, you have your introductory word, you put your comma, and then you continue with your sentence. So you're introducing your sentence with this introductory word. Now, let's talk about order words. Order words are very important, and some of you have been using order words in your persuasive writing pieces to give your reasons and examples. So some order words are first, second, next, and last. And again, just a reminder, do not use a comma. Did I not even spell comma right? Okay. It should say comma here, guys. I'm not going to stop my recording for that. It says do not use a common. Lord have mercy, Mrs. Warren. This is why it's the last week of distance learning. Do not use a comma after the word then. First, I ran into my classroom. That's my dream. So I can run back into my classroom when this is all over. But I need a comma after my order words. This is the first thing I'm going to do. And here is where the comma should go. First, comma, I ran into my classroom. Second, I hugged all my students. Where should the comma go? Oops, I just tried to show you. Can you tell me? Yes, it goes after the word second. Second, I hugged all my students. Next, we screamed for joy. Where would the comma go there? Yes, you're right, after the word next. All right, so we've talked about introductory words and order words. It's the first word in the sentence, and you put a comma after it. That one's pretty easy. So now you're going to stop the video. Stop, time out, stop it. And you're going to complete Journeys page 166. And then I will see you on Wednesday. And my slide will not say comma. It will say comma. I'm going to correct it so I have the right word on the screen. Everybody makes mistakes, but I appreciate you letting me keep that mistake so I didn't have to redo this whole video because now it's up to 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So anyway, as long as you know where to put your commas, that's all that matters. Good job, guys.